Happy New Year, Super Truckers. Welcome back to the Super Trucker Podcast. It's been a little while since you've seen these two faces. I know Mike's been putting us to shame putting out those videos. And we wanted to start off the 2020 New Year with some exciting news and some...
and that's okay because now it's 2020, guys. We're going to hit the ground running. A lot of content coming at you guys. Even this Thursday, we're actually going to do Facebook Live.
Yep.
And look for that. It's on Thursday at 2 o'clock on the 9th. Check us out. Come in with comments, questions, anything related to anything we can answer or anything we can help.
We'll attempt to answer.
Yeah, there you go. Because we don't know everything. But definitely 2020 is going to be our year. We're going to make it our year. We got nothing but energy and effort, ready to put it down on paper, man.
Absolutely.
And go get it.
We're excited. So we'll get started off right away. So again, Happy New Year, and
so a little introduction. We're just gonna go over some kind of some wins we've already had in this quarter. Mike's gonna take it away. I'll be in the backdrop just to give him enough space to operate, and we'll go from there.
So what I want to offer you guys today is a little golden nugget, a little key to what I find to be help you to open that door of success. It's a new year. It's time for it to be a new you, and it's time for your company to be everything that you dreamed it could be, everything you want it to be. As an owner operator, and this is again that's our forte. That's what we deal with. 100% owner operator company. As owner operators, you start this venture because you're wanting to better yourself. You're coming from being a company driver. You've worked for someone for a long time. You've now made an investment into a truck, perhaps a trailer, and this is to any of you guys. This is your first time. You've been doing this for a long time. This applies to anybody. What we have discussed and what we have found that can be detrimental to that success, that can lead you astray quickly, actually is not the market, not even the company sometimes that you align yourself with. I know those things can all be contributing factors, but one of the big things is you. You can be your own worst enemy. And what happens is you begin to drill down so much into every little thing that you miss the big picture. And your focus becomes on things that you can't control and things that you may not understand or agree with, that you lose sight of everything else that's going on around you, and then your business begins to fail. And I hate seeing that because there's so many times that I'll see a energetic person come on board, ready to go, got their first truck, excited about the trip, the endeavor that's about to happen before them, and then something comes along and the wind gets knocked out of their sails and their ship sinks. And we can point fingers, we can play the blame game, we can do all these things, but at the end of the day, it's about looking at yourself. It's like doing an audit of yourself, self-evaluation. What did I do wrong and what could I do differently? And I don't want to blab too much about it, but that's kind of what I want to talk about. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to look at a story today. It's a 2-week story. This is someone, I'm not mentioning names, anything like that. Somebody new to the company comes in energetic, ready to work, says, hey, here I am, send me. Okay, and let's look at this guy's 2-week period and let's see where he found success and where he struggled, okay? So on the first week, we're located here in Central Florida. For anybody who doesn't know, we're right here out of Lakeland, Florida area, between Tampa and Orlando. If you try to get a load out of Florida, we all know you're never getting rich out of a load of Florida. You're fighting and struggling, clawing to get that $1 a mile to $1.20 a mile, $1.30 a mile sometimes. If you go a little bit further up, we give everybody the option. When you work with us, it's not forced dispatch, so it says, hey, my man, here you go. You're right here in Lakeland. I've got a load picking up in Lakeland. You can go here, or we can go up to Jax, or we can go up to Valdosta, Tifton, and I can still make it work. I'm still going to include the rate per mile in that deadhead. That's up to you. This particular gentleman was kind of not a fan of deadheads, so he said, hey, I'm here. Let's work out of here. Let's load here. So we did so. So we contacted our contacts. We worked our magic, and we came up with a load that only paid $1.28 a mile. So this load's coming from Florida, right here out of Lakeland, and it's going to Texas, and we're going to Houston. Okay, so we're going over to Houston. And this load here paid $1.28 a mile. Loaded miles on it was 970, and the rate on it was $12.50. Okay. Now, if I stopped right now and I ran my business at $1.28 a mile, I know, everybody that's in this business knows we would fail. You would go out of business. That is not enough to cover expenses. It's not enough to cover costs. We've got to stop right there and say, if that's how you focus and that's what you live on, and that's if you're saying my truck will not move for this, then your truck may not move. Automatic failure. Automatic failure from the gate. This guy didn't do so. This guy says, okay, hey man, I understand it. We educated him on the information saying, hey, look, this is how it's going to be. Out of Florida, we don't get rich out of Florida, but let's just trust the process. Trust the process. You'll hear us say that a lot on all of our Super Trucker podcasts. Trust the process. So we get there. We pick that up on a Monday, and then we're going to be in Baytown, Texas. So we're in Texas again, obviously, and we're going over to Louisiana. We're going to Bastrop, Louisiana. We got that load, $2.45 a mile. Okay, so already we see an improvement. We took a hit on this $1.28, and we moved out of Texas to Louisiana at $2.45 a mile. So the total miles on that was a very short run. You know, shorter runs usually pay better per mile. We all know that. So nothing special here. It paid $8.24. Okay, that's what that load paid. $8.24, $12.50. Okay, so now it's time to pick up another load. We're down in we pick up a load not too far from there in this Hodge, Louisiana to St. Louis, Missouri. Again, we're in an area that's not paying that great. You cannot expect to get $2 and $3 a mile going to an area that pays good out of an area that doesn't pay that great. That's why you got the $2.45 a mile over there. So now this gentleman is going over, and I'm not trying to bore you here, I'm just trying to walk you through the process. Long story short, the guy goes from Louisiana to St. Louis. If you're familiar with the market right now, St. Louis is a good place to be. The rates are pretty hot out of there, a lot of freight to choose from. So we take him from Louisiana over to St. Louis, Missouri. That load only paid $1.66 a mile. Out of that, that was $900, and he had a total of $540 on his miles. $1.66. This guy could get hung up right now. He could say, wait a minute, I just ran my truck for $2.45. Prior to that, I ran it for $1.28 and $1.66. My average here is not looking too sweet. You guys promised me the world when you were hiring me and all this and what you could do for me. Right now, it's not looking so good. I get it. I understand. Again, trust the process. See the bigger picture. See what the whole working part of the body is. Not just what the hand's doing, not just what the head's doing, the whole body. It takes all of the working parts of the body to make the one, okay? So that's the same thing in your business. Many parts make up the whole, all right? So in that, now he's in St. Louis, Missouri, just outside of there. We pick up in Litchfield, Illinois, and we go to New York, okay? He gets $3.06 a mile to go to New York. He had 795 miles. Sorry for the handwriting. And he was paid $24.38 on the load. Okay? Our drivers are paid a percentage of their total gross. He had his fuel. He had his deductions, his program. Some drivers participate, plate programs, insurance programs, whatever it may be. At the end of the day, this driver, for that week, netted $3,325 for 1 week's work leaving Florida. Now, I'm not trying to boast or brag or anything like that. I'm just trying to say that in this market, leaving Florida Monday to Sunday, he delivered that last load on Monday, so that completes his week. Whatever he picks up on Monday to whatever he delivers on Monday, he did $3,325. That in his pocket. That's in his pocket after his deductions and expenses and fuel. Doing so with that, and I'm going to tell you, he probably had a full tank before he started. So before anybody starts getting all over that, because the following week, it's why it's a two-part story. The following week, yes, he spent more in fuel because obviously he had to fuel up for the more miles that he didn't have on this one. So in doing that, I'm not going to go through that whole process. He ran at $2.77 a mile, $1.60 a mile, and $2.89 a mile on his loads. And for that week, he wound up with $25.87.47 for a grand total for 2 weeks story of $5,913.15. Or you can say that's an average of $2,956 net a week. And that's a 2 week story. My point for sharing this with you, if you find value in it or not, is there was $1.28, there was $1.66, there's another on there for like $1.68 a mile for the second week. Not all of them were $2 a mile. Some of them were $3 a mile. Some of them were $2.45. if you can't get out of your own head and get out of your own way, you can never see this kind of success. $2,900 average a week net in a drive-in market. This is not reefer, this is not flatbed, this is not hauling difficult loads, this is not produce, this is keeping it stupid simple, okay? It's KISS, you know, the old acronym. It's $2,900 net in his pocket after expenses, after deductions. If he didn't have his deductions, it would be even more than that. If that's not successful and that's not worth it to you to get out of your own way, then I don't know what it is. Now, I have the same guys that are capable of doing all of this, and they may do this all week. Same truck, same trailer, same dispatcher, and you could have a $900 to $1,000 difference. How is that possible? It's possible because we lose the battle in here. It is a mind game. It is you get in your own way and saying, my truck won't go here, my truck won't do this, I'm not moving my truck for less than $2 a mile, whatever the case may be. You can't get to this and to this without these. These never happen without these. And that's what we have to start understanding. One can't happen without the other. You must accept where you are and what the rates are and go with that. So the 2 week story, loaded miles, on the first week he had 2,641 miles. On the second week he had 2,065 miles. Less miles, less money. That's I can't control that part of it. But the gentleman trusted us, and he trusted the process. And he was able to see past this, and he was able to see past this, and he was able to see past the $1.35 that might come next week, and he's able to see past the $1.70 that might come today, and he's able to see past the $1.65 that might be another day. Because to get these numbers, to get 330s and the 275s, you have to have these, okay? You have to have these. And it's the sooner you can get out of your own head and quit being this like, oh, I'm the tough guy. You know my truck don't move for that. I'm not here to take advantage of you, brother. I'm here to complete a process with you. A full week. A week that I say, look, you were successful. I was successful. You go home. You fed your family. You paid your bills. And life is good for you. That's what we're trying to offer here. And that's what we want to do for you guys. And 2020 is the year to do it, man. 2020 is the way for us all to get out of our own way, step out and say, look, I understand this is not going to pay the bills. This is not going to feed the family. I get it. I already understand that. Now you understand that. To get this, you need this. To get this, you got to take that. And when you can do that and drop your pride and be like, hey, this truck don't move for that. Well, brother, will it move for that? I bet you it will. Well, for it to move for that, I need you to take this. It's a big picture. So my encouragement to you guys this year in 2020 is to get out of your own mind. Trust the process wherever you're at. I don't mean if you're here, wherever you're at. If you are not doing this kind of numbers with somebody and that you're trusting the process, then give Christian a call. That's not what this video is about. But this is something, these are actual numbers from 2 weeks ago. These are actual numbers. This is what this guy's running. And this is a guy that's trusting the process and getting out of his own way. If you can do that, 2020 is your year, and the sky's the limit. So we want to thank you for taking a minute with us. If you have any questions about this, leave them in below. Remember, on Thursday at 2 p.m., we'll be live. I'll be happy. I'll have something that I can bring this paperwork with us, and we can talk about it live too. Whatever you got, look forward to hearing from you, and have a happy new year and a successful one at that.